Yo, what's up, guys? I brought you into the shop today not to show you how to use some tools or to show you what I do to make some of the great sides that I've been making, but to talk about something that has been bothering a lot of us Met fans over the last 24 hours, and that is the subject of rosin. So I'm all about debunking this rumor as to how sticky rosin is, what's the difference between stickiness. So I have rosin, I have some underarm sweat. I'm gonna mix them together and see how sticky it is. I have some alcohol to wipe it down. According to the Major League rulebook, they use alcohol, I guess, to clean their hands in between innings. And then I have some, what is this, Copper Tone? They're not sponsoring me. I just had it in the car from the summer, but this is some sunscreen. Apparently this is also used to mix the rosin to apply it onto your hands. So I'm gonna go to mixing and we'll talk about some of the examples, and I guess I'm gonna have to judge about whether or not I think it's sticky. I don't know the difference between the two. I might have to call on someone else to tell me what they could use to determine what the level of stickiness is. Does any of this make any sense? Major League Baseball, does any of this make any sense? What is the line that says you have reached maximum stickiness? What are we comparing it to? Are we comparing it to molasses? Are we comparing it to other things? But I think there's a lot to be said with figuring out what is the level of stickiness that a pitcher can have on the mound in order to remain in the game. So I'll get started. Now I'm going to test putting a little bit of lotion in my hand. I'll start with like a quarter size amount of lotion. Oh yeah. Now that's sticky. Just to show you, this is sticking to my hand. I'm not holding it any way. Okay, I wish I had a baseball to use, but you see it's not coming off. That's with suntan lotion, or should I say sunblock. So let me throw some alcohol on my hands, clean this off. I'm gonna go wash my hands. All right, so tried a little bit of sweat, didn't get much going on. I haven't really worked up a sweat enough for me to mix sweat with rosin. So I'm gonna just try some rosin and water and see what that does. I'll be back. All right, so this is some water on my hands with the rosin. All right, I'm gonna see if the stick test works. It definitely does stick, but not so much. So we've tried water, we've tried some sweat, but what seems to work best is the suntan lotion to create the, I guess, the highest level of stickiness. But it definitely feels a lot stickier than either sweat or water mixed with the rosin. So just looking at my hands, you can see this is what it looks like when you try to rub off the rosin. It's almost like removing dead skin from your hands. I guess because it is kind of sandy and powdery, but if you look closely, you can see the skin is still sticking to each other. But either way, there's more to the story here. There's more that we need to know. I think that Major League Baseball has to look at this rule and figure out what are the acceptable things that you can mix with rosin in order to create that stickiness. I do think that there is a possibility that to get that level of stickiness, it would have to be from rosin and some type of sunblock or suntan lotion, but it's definitely not happening from just rosin and sweat or rosin and water. More to the story. I guess we'll find out. I know Max is not going to court, but Major League Baseball is going to have to figure this out. And especially they're going to have to look into what Phil Cuzzi is doing, because why is it so different on his watch than any other of their umpires? Feel me? But in spite of all that, let's go Mets.